343 studio head and founder Bonnie Ross is officially leaving the studio. She announced as much earlier today on her Twitter, where she basically goes into a bit of detail as to what's going on. She basically says that her family is going through some issues. She keeps it pretty vague, I'm sure on purpose. It's not really our business, but she does mention that she's going through some family issues. Bonnie, I just want to say real quick, I do wish you the best. I hope that everything with your family is resolved in a manner that is appropriate to whatever the situation is. Don't know what it is, but I hope that everything's okay and that you're able to resolve it. And I do wish you the best on any future endeavors you decide to take on. Obviously, there's no ill will. I genuinely hope that you were able to still have a career if that's your desire, or whatever it is you want to do. You're able to do that. Live your life. Do whatever it is you want to do and have fun, okay? But that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what this means for the studio, for Halo, and for everything that all entails, because Bonnie Ross has already left and her replacement has already been announced. So let's get into it. The person who is replacing Bonnie Ross is Pierre Hintze. Now, if you do not know who that is, if that name does not sound familiar to you, there actually was a 343 employee spotlight released on Pierre earlier in 2018. He actually, just some notable things about this guy, he was actually on the team that was partially responsible for the Master Chief Collection restoration project back when the Xbox One X was launching, and that whole team was working really hard to get the MCC ready for that console. They did a lot of work on the back end to fix up a lot of the matchmaking issues and a lot of the bugs and stuff. And he was actually on that team helping lead that project and, get that game into a more acceptable place. He talks a lot about his various views and philosophies on the gaming industry and on Halo and just the way he sees things. And honestly, it all is very refreshing. Judging by what I know about him through this spotlight and the work he's done before on Halo, I can say that I believe that this studio is in good hands with this man as the leader of it, just due to the fact of the way he sees, especially monetization and especially, his views on Halo. Like, I do believe we need somebody like that in charge, especially after the last decade of Halo has just been not great. Unfortunately, Bonnie Ross did lead Halo through a pretty tough time, and I'm sure she was just trying to spice things up and make things a little different, but unfortunately, she is kind of the figurehead, and as the figurehead, you have to take responsibility for all the blunders, right? She led the studio during all the controversies with Halo 4 and all the controversies with Halo 5 and the Master Chief Collection being potentially, in my opinion, the worst multiplayer launch of all time. Then, of course, Halo Infinite and the Halo TV show and just all these things, all these issues constantly. She's not really had any slam dunks, and when there have been slam dunks like Halo Wars 2, that wasn't even a 343 game, right? So it's really hard to give Bonnie Ross any credit here, but I will say I don't believe she had any ill will or bad intentions. I think she was just trying to, lead a studio and make her own mark, and unfortunately it just didn't work. So hopefully this new team, this new leadership is able to do a bit of a better job keeping the community happy, releasing content, supporting these games long term. I do also hope that 10-year plan is still something that is planned for Halo Infinite. If they just want to keep supporting Halo Infinite, Master Chief Collection, and get these games to where they need to be, a soft relaunch or whatever, like, I'm okay with that. I don't want a new Halo game anytime soon. I would like us to work with what we have. Let's get Halo Infinite, into a good spot. Flesh out the campaign a bit with some DLC. Like we still have a really high potential here, and unfortunately we are never going to hit the pinnacle of where this game could have been or should have been, at launch. Unfortunately, that window is already passed. It's already been butchered. Those players are not coming back, but we can try to draw in new players, try to get some of those players back, and try to fix a lot of the core issues with this game and fix issues with the development pipeline. Try saying that 5 times fast. No, the development pipeline to try to get this game into the best possible place that it can be in as fast as possible and continuously updated with new and fresh content every couple months for 10 years. Like, that is the goal. That is what I want to see with this game. And I think that judging by this guy, only the one person, I know that they've really been mixing up the leadership. They've announced a few other people taking other positions at 343, so seems like they're making a pretty big leadership shakeup. But with just this guy, what I know about him and what I've seen from him based off this spotlight and the work he's done before, I'm very optimistic. I'm tired of all the copium, right? I'm ready for some hopium. Get some hope for this game, hope for this franchise. It's not too late. It's not dead. And especially after all the bad news and all the, you know, the negative videos I've made and negative opinions I've shared online, it's nice to have some relatively good news. Obviously, the situation with Bonnie sucks, and I do really hope she's okay, but I don't necessarily agree that she was the best choice of leadership for 343 going forward. So I can't help but see this as kind of a win. You know, it is something that I think was necessary, and, you know, and I'm excited to see how it pans out. You know, hopefully, as long as he doesn't get up on stage and lie about whatever content's coming to the game, I think he'll be okay, because then he'll already be doing better than Bonnie when she talked about the split screen. But jokes aside, honestly, genuinely very excited. It feels good to be a little happy and excited about something Halo for once. And with that being said, I'll go ahead and leave it there. I have seen a lot of people sharing skepticism about the actual nature of Bonnie Ross's departure. I'll say this. First, it was very clear she was already out the door. Whether it be due to the launch of Halo Infinite or some other factors, she was already leaving in November. Her actual release says as much. It says that she was planning on leaving in November after the winter update, but the family circumstances pushed her departure, you know, into the present, and so now she's leaving earlier than expected. But she was always planning on leaving. So, yes, she was already leaving. She was already on the way out. That being said, though, I do not think she's lying about her family issues. I do see some people on Twitter saying, hey, she's just trying to cover up for her mistakes or whatever. But I don't believe that. I don't think she has any reason to lie about family problems. That just seems a little scummy. And yeah, she's lied about Halo before, but I don't think she would lie about family, especially if it is a serious thing. I don't know. She kept it vague, but I don't know what's going on. But I don't think we should say that she's lying about her family. That's a little bit too far, I think. However, that being said, you know, she was clearly already out the door, so I don't know what the situation is. I just hope that this Pierre guy can do a bit of a better job, and I'll be, you know, excited to watch and see how 343 is changing, and hopefully some of these new people that are getting hired and brought onto the team are able to do a good job, and hopefully this time next year we're all laughing about, you know, all this stuff, and Halo Infinite can be a good game and enjoyed by all, you know. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we can bring a lot of those old players back. That sounds like a bit too much hopium for me, to be honest. But I mean, who knows, right? Crazier things have happened. So, you know, we'll see what the future holds. But, you know, like I said, it's good to be excited about the future of Halo. And I am excited. I love Halo. I just want it to be the best it can be. So Pierre, don't let me down, man. Let's get this team into shape, and let's get this content flowing. And let's get these issues dealt with. But that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.